Hello legal legals, passive voice and soft skills. Has it ever happened to you that once the client has entrusted you with some really important project, maybe the first project in their lives, very soon afterwards they flooded you with questions about, the project itself, whether it's done, whether it's already waiting for the client, the documents are waiting for them to sign. Knowing your grammar well in such situation is really helpful indeed. And this is what we have been practicing in March with Legal Legals here in Kraków. Let's have a look first at the grammatical rules we brushed up, then at the case scenarios that we have designed together, and then at the prompts which we use to create funny dialogues. So, let's start. Passive voice for legal legals. So the rules go first.
Rule 1. The order of the subject, verb, object in a sentence is the most important rule in legal English. Whatever you say. Amen. And long live the Queen. Passive voice helps to omit the subject when we don't want to mention who, subject, did what, the object. The object replaces the subject and voila, the passive voice magic. To effectively use the passive voice in legal English, we must know which word is which, though. Let us start by finding an object in a sentence. It is quite straightforward, as the object usually follows the main verb in the sentence called the predicate by the grammarians. Like in the example below. The lawyer drafted the contract. The contract is the object. If you have correctly indicated the word drafted as the main verb in this sentence, then the noun following the verb must be the object we are looking for. UP. We can now make a passive voice sentence. The object will serve as our new subject. The contract was drafted. Rule number 2. In order to use the passive voice in legal English, there must be a real need to do that, either because we believe it is confidential or quite unnecessary. Look at the sentence in the active voice below. The lawyer signed the contract with a pen dipped in ink. If you believe it is either confidential or unnecessary to mention the lawyer who did it, you may use the passive voice instead of the active voice. The contract was signed with a pen dipped in ink. Or if you would like a little bit of suspense in the boring life of the corporate lawyer, you could say the contract was signed with a matchstick dipped in blood. Nah, we are not criminal lawyers. The drama is out of the question. We are down to a predictable, mundane pen and ink. Or are we? Have you ever signed a promissory note or a bill of exchange? Rule number 3. If there is more than one object, there are more possibilities of sentences in the passive voice. Look at the sentence with 2 objects. The lawyer gave him the details of his uncle's last will. Careful there, make sure you use the object in the nominative form, that is the basic form, and that the object, which is now our new subject, agrees with the verb that will follow it. So our new passive voices are: he was given the details of his uncle's last will, or the details of his uncle's last will were given to him. Rule number 4. Tenses. If you still find it difficult to recognize or express different tenses in English, please go back to the general English classes. You will only communicate confidently in legal English if you can handle tenses confidently. Otherwise, your client may not fully trust you as a lawyer. After all, lawyers are supposed to be excellent communicators.
Having revised the grammar, we were ready, and I hope you are ready now to do it. to look at the case scenarios, typical situations in a law firm. Imagine your client has entrusted their project to you. It's their first business project, and naturally they will ask you a lot of questions. You want to give them an assurance that all the required procedures are always followed. Make sentences, first in the active and then in the passive voice, following the example below. Counsel, have you reviewed the documents yet? Madam, we always review the documents. Really? Yes. All the documents. Yes, the documents are always reviewed. Mateusz and Claudia have agreed to play it out for you. Have a look. Mateusz, who are you?
I'm a lawyer.
And Claudia, who are you?
I'm a client.
Okay, go ahead.
So, have you reviewed the documents yet?
Madam, we always review the documents.
Really?
Madam, the documents are always reviewed.
Counsel, have you followed the proper procedures yet?
Madam, we always follow the proper procedure.
Really?
Yes, madam, the proper procedures are always followed.
That was very good indeed. Thank you. Now, the questions I got from you while we were working on it was, why do we always start with the present perfect tense question, like have you drawn up the documents, have you registered the company, have you? For Matura, most probably you were taught that whenever you are asked this question, you should always answer in the present perfect form. Well, that was for Matura. A real life case scenario is that the client uses present perfect because they want you to confirm that, well, the project is ready and waiting for them. So that is why they will naturally pick the present perfect tense to ask the question, have you done it? Whereas you, as a practical, experienced lawyer, you very well know that it is impossible to do the project overnight, or it's impossible to submit the documents with the registry court and have the entity registered overnight as well. So you will naturally assure your client that everything is going fine, you always do these things. You will be using different tenses rather than present perfect tense. Answering simply, no, we haven't, would not be very polite. I hope you never say that to your client. Let's have a look at another strategy. This time it will be the future perfect tense. So a client comes and asks you a question in the present perfect tense, have you done it for me? And you answer with the future tense, politely and assuringly. Now, your new client seems to think that the project will be done overnight. Legal research and registration procedures may take time. Assure your client that it will happen soon. Make sentences first in the active and then in the passive voice, following the example below. Now, let's have a look at Mateusz and Claudia again. Okay, guys, go ahead. Now it's passive voice and future simple.
So, counselor, have you reviewed the documents yet?
Madam, we will review the documents.
But when exactly?
No worries, madam. The documents will be reviewed soon.
Counselor, have you followed the proper procedures yet?
Madam, the proper procedures will be followed.
Well, it happens sometimes, right? Now, with the third case scenario, Mateusz and Claudia needed a break And Paweł and Zbyszek volunteered to make a video so that we could put in this recording and let's have a look. That was the present continuous. Let's look first at the instruction there. Present continuous. You cannot answer yes yet. Now the client keeps calling you every day and inquiring about the progress of the work. Assure your impatient client that it is happening right now. And of course, make the sentences. So let's have a look at Paweł and Zbyszek together.
Okay. Zbyszek, who are you?
I'm a counsel.
You're a counsel.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I provide Paweł with legal advice.
Very well, thank you. And Paweł, who are you?
I'm an impatient client.
Impatient client, really worried. It's their first project, right?
Yeah, the very first.
Okay.
It's very important.
Very important. Yeah, like level Elon Musk and Tesla.
Yeah, my counsel messing up with me.
He's messing up with you. Okay, we'll see if he's messing up with you, or maybe he's really dedicated to, your case. Let's check it out. So ask him questions.
So, counsel, have you reviewed the documents?
Sir, we are reviewing the documents.
Really?
Yes, the documents are being reviewed at the very moment we speak.
Okay. And have you complied with the relevant law in force?
Sir, we are complying with the relevant law in force.
Are you sure?
Yes, we are complying with the relevant law in force is being complied now with.
Okay, great. And have you followed the proper procedures?
Sir, we are following the proper procedures.
Really?
Yes, the proper procedures are being followed right now.
Okay, thank you guys. Bye.
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 Well done. Thank you, guys. Now, over to Mateusz and Claudia. They did have a second to rest and a cup of water, and now they are ready to announce to their clients that the project has successfully been completed. This is the first moment you can use present perfect to answer the client's question. Let's have a look at the case scenario first, okay? Now, tell your client that you have already done it and that it is ready. Counsel, have you reviewed the documents yet? Sir, excellent news. We have reviewed the documents. Really? Yes, the documents have already been reviewed and they are waiting for you to sign. So let's have a look at Claudia and Mateusz. Mateusz, who are you?
I'm a sole proprietor.
And who are you, Claudia?
And I am an attorney at law.
Okay, go ahead, Mateusz.
My counsel, have you reviewed the documents yet?
Sir, excellent news. We have reviewed the documents.
Really?
Yes, the documents have already been reviewed.
Good to know, thank you. And could you tell me, have you addressed the tax issues?
Sir, excellent news. We have addressed the tax issues.
Oh, really? You did so?
Yes, the tax issues have already been addressed.
Great success now, right? There is one more situation where you will not answer the client's question with the present perfect form, although the answer is yes. This is when, have a look, you did something and you want to stress that it is over and done with, a long time ago. Have you reviewed the documents yet? Yes, we reviewed the documents last month. Really? When exactly? The documents were reviewed on the 5th of January 2020 and they are no longer pertinent to our case. Let's have a look at Mateusz and Claudia.
Hello guys, okay, so who are you, Mateusz?
Hi, I'm a solicitor specialized in commercial law.
Really? So you're in the UK as a solicitor?
Actually, I feel like I'm in the UK.
Okay, great. And Claudia, who are you?
And I am a client from Poland.
Great! So go ahead, passive voice and past simple.
So, have you followed the proper procedures yet?
Madam, we followed the proper procedure. It was last month.
Really, but when exactly?
The proper procedure were followed on the 2nd February 2012.
Interesting. So, have you addressed the tax issues yet?
Madam, we addressed the tax issues yesterday?
But when exactly?
Madam, the tax issues were addressed yesterday at 5 p.m.? I think I'm correct.
Wow, congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Mateusz and Claudia. Now, all the materials that we used here were created by legal English students during our classes. Have a look at the prompts below that we were using to make these videos.
Mateusz, who are you?
No. Oopsie, I'm sorry. Now, these are the prompts. Practice time tasks, general overview of the procedure. These are the prompts for, well, lawyers in general. Expressions that any lawyer in Kraków, I don't know about the rest of Poland, but definitely all the lawyers in Kraków will use them. And details of the procedure. These are the expressions that my tax lawyers use a lot, so we decided to put them here. So, the grammar, the case scenarios, and the prompts. All the materials are copyrightable. They belong to you because you created them. You inspired me and you actually provided me with the real time or real life expressions that you use in your everyday lives. So have a go, use them. Perhaps if you are legal English teachers, you can use them in class. And if you're lawyers, actually I think you could practice a little bit of passive voice at work, right? With your colleagues, even if you are not a legal eagle yet. Thank you guys. Bye.